All right, and here we are on Metropolis, ladies and gentlemen, and here at the 12 o'clock position is our red Protoss player from the team Alternate Attacks. It is Zaka, and he is up 4-3 on his rapidly gaining opponent down here at the 6 o'clock position, sporting the blue from the team Dignitas. It is SjoW.
Yep, cross positions once again. This is a map that Zaka could go for an early two-base attack on. I mean, I think it's time for him to kind of go back to how he was playing earlier in the series, going for those two-base timings to do early damages to SjoW. Put him behind enough that he can take a third then and just kind of get this unstoppable momentum.
All right, well, we'll see what Zaka has up his sleeve. He's built his pylon in the same place that he's built it every other game, so I would not expect anything differently other than a 13-gate expand, but he could certainly throw something differently at us.
Yeah, he could, but he won't. I don't know, maybe he will. He probably won't. It's been working well for him, so there's no real reason to change it if that's how he feels kind of comfortable doing the matchup at this point.
Well, he has actually already queued up his 14th probe, so it will be a Nexus first again, but
yep.
SjoW, on the other hand, is he going to save up? Is he going to grab some gas here in a second, or is he once again going to go for a 1-Rax gasless fast expand? And it is going to be a gasless fast expand, so we're back down that normal macro path.
Yeah, certainly appears that way. And, you know, it's not really a bad map for a 1-1-1, but it is still fairly large as far as walk distance goes. So, you know, you can understand why he's not trying to do anything kind of quote-unquote cheesy to end the game. No sort of one base all in unless he's planning on just building like 2 more barracks and then just going all in with Marine SCV. But
yeah,
I think the likelihood of that is pretty low at this point.
Well, it is Nexus first from Zaka. SjoW saving up for his command center. So everything pretty standard right now for these two players. Nothing out of the ordinary at all. We've seen out of these guys, it's passivity until you get to 3 bases, and then, you know, it's been a lot of aggression from there on out. Excuse me, as Zaka definitely tried with that blink to secure that third last go-around, and initially did some good damage. Picked off an armory, picked off a bunch of units, and then just couldn't blink out of there, and unfortunately lost most of his forces and advantage in that game.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there goes the command center for SjoW. Gas on the way now for Zaka, so he's going to be able to get warp gate research, all that really basic stuff started. Protoss kind of a race where you really can't afford to skip gas early like you can with Zerg and Terran.
Right.
Just because of the importance of warp gate research. I mean, it's so crucial that you get that very quickly in pretty much every Protoss build. Obviously, if you're going like straight up air Protoss, then you wouldn't, but you still need gas for that as well, so...
Yeah, I mean, especially because Zealots are a slow melee unit as well, so they against the whether it be Zerg, you know, against the quick roaches that can come out, and or the amount of Zerglings with speed that can hit, or Terran players, all of their units are ranged anyway. Hard to make those Zealots in mass work at the beginning of the game.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that SjoW's going for the third command center here. I think this is really cool. He's been noticing that Zaka's been playing very passive, going for a very fast Nexus himself in the last 3 games, so SjoW is going to try to match that, get that big economic lead, and we'll have to see how well it works out, because Zaka, you know, as we can see this game, may not be going for that fast third Nexus. I kind of don't think he is.
Well, we'll certainly find out as the next couple of structures will be telling. He had been going for a second gateway, and then going for going for Robo, and then going for Twilight and Forge and second gateway pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We'll see if he switches that up, though. SjoW now finally going over to his second and third barracks, double gassing at the same time. Let's take a look and see what Zaka has seen. Really nothing to note, and now that there's that bunker there, it's going to make it much more difficult to get an effective scout.
Scouting is nice. Unless you SjoW, then you don't really worry about it too much. You notice how these guys have changed colors, though?
They have, yep. But I saw it before they were able to trick me.
Standard red and blue, though.
Yes.
They're serious now. This is a serious business match.
No more joking.
Yeah.
Not a lot of talking in this one either, so.
No, not really. We don't have time to talk about Queen range upgrades now with this game. Zaka and SjoW, they're just trying to win. That is it.
Well, we'll see what path both these players go down as we move along. Interesting there's a note from Zaka is that this is the first time he's kind of gone, okay, well, now he's actually is going to add on more barracks now. Actually, barracks 4, 5, and 6 coming around, or barracks, gateways 4, 5, and 6 coming around the back right now. He had been going 3-gate occasionally, but then using that as a launch pad into Twilight Council, and it looks like he is going to go after yet another 7-gate. So really just bypassing quick Colossus play in every one of these games so far.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, it's kind of like I mentioned. He knows what was working for him early on, so it makes sense to go back and try to do that. And with SjoW going for this really fast third command center, this actually could be a really good decision for Zaka. He could actually get in there and do some damage with those 7 gateways. SjoW has he's kind of showed us that he hasn't been too good about pulling his SCVs in time to repair those bunkers. And I think we're going to see Zaka try to take advantage of that.
Well, it depends on when this attack hits from Zaka as well. If it comes pretty quickly, it would be effective. But also, as we can see, a 4th barracks coming up for SjoW, so he's going to be investing into more units rather than any sort of additional medevacs or tech or upgrades. I don't even think there's an engineering bay down yet. Okay, as I say that, he puts down 2 of them at the same time. But yes, he had been delaying those for a while.
All right, so now the big question is, will he be able to stop this push from doing damage? It's a pretty big deal. He does have something in position to watch for that, it looks like. It is a Marine.
Yeah, sweet chase that Guardian shield.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit preemptive. Whoops. All right, there he goes. So SjoW knows it's coming now. He should be pulling SCVs like right away to defend this. There we go. Okay.
All right, nice job surrounding the bunkers as well. Wants to make sure that he's going to be able to get the effective repair, and he does. Zaka doesn't have a ton of energy left on those sentries at all. He's already used 2 Guardian shields without much effect.
That's about it. So, I mean, you can just see how easy it is when you pull SCVs in time when you defend, but I don't know if Zaka is over with this quite yet. He might still decide to do it. It's good to kind of just sit out your opponent's base anyway, even if you're not planning to attack, just to kind of make them lose the mining time of having the SCVs sit there too.
That's true, but he's taking so long to go through the destructible debris now that SjoW's been doing nothing but producing units and SCVs, so he can afford to sack some when the time comes, and he's going to have the attack required to be able to repel this. Well, I mean, it's still going to be close one way or another, but I certainly think this favors SjoW.
Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if this is the best time to attack for Zaka right now.
All right, well, both of the bunkers are still standing. He's driven away once again, and Zaka is sitting on 2 bases to his opponent's 3 now. So SjoW has an advantage in economy even after he sacks a couple of SCVs and repelling this.
Yep, now more or less just kind of Sentry Stalker, only a couple Zelts left to go. The bunkers still both at full health because of that repairing. And, yeah, this just is not working very well at all for Zaka. He did start 2 Forges and a Twilight Council now, so yeah, he's planning on not really putting too much more aggression on his opponent. He's going to try to macro his way out of this.
Well, here he comes in, one more pass to see if he can get any damage done, and indeed, as soon as he's repelled, I imagine he'll go back home. But let's see here, trying to move around the left-hand side and taking some more shield damage on those Stalkers. But yes, SjoW has held, SjoW has retained a base advantage if he wants to fly that down to the 3rd whenever he wants.
Yep, pretty much. And that time is going to be probably pretty soon. I mean, he can resaturate his natural. Any of the SCVs he lost, he can put back to work quite again. Well, not them, but their SCV brethren, I guess. And yeah, then he can take that 3rd. The upgrades for Zaka aren't going to be all that far behind. They just got started slightly later, but that shouldn't end up being a big difference if both of them, are diligent about getting the upgrades quickly.
And as we can see, SjoW does have, well, it could float that 3rd orbital command. He just used the energy on a mule. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, I was waiting for it. But as we can take a look, he's on 60 SCVs to his opponent's 50 probes. He has the base advantage. That Nexus just coming up for Zaka now. Zaka quite a far bit behind in tech as well. As we can see, Starport Armory already coming up now for SjoW. But Zaka just now starting that Templar Archive. So it'll be a while before he's able to catch up on tech.
Yeah, he's going to need to get Storm pretty much as soon as possible, I think, in this particular scenario. And we're just going to go into a much later game TVP, I think. I don't think either player is really going to be in a position to effectively attack their opponent. SjoW could try some dropping. He could try to just kind of be out there on the map and take those Xel'Naga towers as well and just kind of reinforce to that location. But I don't think he's ready to just kind of straight up attack yet.
Looks like he's going to take a 4th at the same time, so wants to ensure that he always maintains an economic advantage in this game. He's going to move out with quite a few units and indeed take those Xel'Naga towers, as you mentioned before. Probe off to the right, not sure what he's doing. But
something suspicious.
Marine is going to be able to take out that pylon.
Yep, you are correct. All right, so Show being a bit aggressive here, starting to take those Zelnaga towers, which is a smart decision. I mean, you really need that.
And one Marauder moving forward, trying to pick off a Stalker here, and it looks like it will get it. Oh, yes it does. And then it's going to be sacrificed. Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, he deserved it.
I guess so. Ooh, split in
like
half.
His Gibbs fell out.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, insta-gibbed.
Yes.
All right, 4th Command Center on the way already for Show, too, so he's going to be just taking as many bases as he can, going very upgrade heavy. He's adding on 5 Ghosts at once, too, because his economy is just so good. This kind of reminds me of the style that MMA likes to play a lot in TVP. Yeah, just ridiculous income, double engineering base, and then just being out there on the map. And it looks like Zaka's had enough of it.
Yes, he is. He's going to start moving forward a bit, but Show has those Ghosts coming in now. Unfortunately, not enough for an EMP quite yet. It's going to be a few seconds, but they will be able to save up to that level here in just a bit.
Yep, that is correct. And a planetary at the 4th for Show, so
yeah,
playing it extra safe.
I like that. He's already got 3 orbital commands well established at this stage, so not absolutely necessary for him to have another orbital.
Yep, that's right. Second Robo, I believe. Is that the second Robo, or is that the first for Zaka?
I think that's the first.
Okay, wow, first Robo.
But as those Zealots come
pretty
in,
late. Yeah, you're right. All right, so yeah, just switching over into Observers and a little bit of Colossi tech.
Yep, and it looks like he does pick up on the Planetary Fortress that is just about finished up. Good micro here from Show, just to make sure he keeps every one of those units alive. Very cute maneuver there. And the Planetary Fortress does hold. Will also need to be slightly repaired here in a bit, and Show is going to start dropping.
Yep, that's right. And I think Zaka actually canceled that when he saw the factory. Now he's just going to expand somewhere else as well.
Probably come back a little bit later, I imagine. But yeah, definitely. So taking a look around now, Zaka is going to be able to push away that with a Stalker, and this probe was just waiting for the opportunity to put down that Nexus.
Wow, Show's expansions are actually quite a bit ahead of Zaka right now. He will have Storm, though, so that will help. And the cannon. Hitting a Bedovac is always a nice feeling, I'm sure, for a Protoss player. Not so good for Terran, but...
No, not at all. Yeah. They kind of really dislike that. But anyway, Destructible Debris will go down. You just want to see the animation of all those charging Zealots once again. They're very fluid.
They are, yeah.
But, yeah.
It's more of a slide than a charge. It's like they just put on rollerblades or something and just skate towards their opponent.
I'm okay with that, thinking that the Protoss are so not as advanced as we think they are. They actually rely on low-tech things like rollerblades.
It's true. They get the, maybe they put, like, rockets on the rollerblades or something.
That would be awesome.
That would work.
Pretty sure a bunch of kids died in the 50s trying to do that.
Rollerblade upgrade for the Zealots. Ooh.
Well,
there you go. Getting dark again.
Here we go. Show going to make his way out. Could catch a few of these units, and it looks like he will take a feedback, losing 2 of the Ghosts, but does pick off 1 of the Templar.
Yep, so Templar for Ghost. I suppose it's a pretty even trade, really. And, yeah, Zaka just having trouble kind of maxing out at this point. He's had to worry about his economy quite a bit and his army, and it's really kind of tough to do both and come out of it without having kind of one little deficiency in each side. He is getting his upgrades. He's got 3-3 on the way now, so he has kind of tied up Show in that regard.
And looks like Show going to start moving his way through ever so slowly. A couple of force fields and a storm hitting there, but Zaka is going to lose his 4th base when Show is already on 5 and moving to a 6. So a big disadvantage there for Zaka, and Show, honestly, can start retrading armies over and over again now.
Yeah, with these maxed out armies, though, I mean, it's a situation where, one EMP, one snipe, one storm really makes a difference. There's a storm that's not going to make a whole lot of difference here.
No, not really. Yeah. And EMPs do hit a number of units. In fact, most of the sentries are without energy now. Just one of them with a force field available. And here comes Show, going to make his way through now. And this army is just getting torn up. He can't bring in storms instantly. There are no Templar in this engagement. And the lack of storms is just going to devastate him. Show is going to roll his way to his 4th victory in a row.
Yeah, Storm's coming a little bit too late here. Show is almost certainly going to kill this Nexus.
Yeah.
And after that goes down, Zaka will basically be out of the game. He is getting a base in the upper left, sort of, so he may decide to stay in even after losing this Nexus. But he's 110 supply down. He's way too far down, I think, now to recover.
Yeah, I have to agree with you now. So, unfortunately, that is going to be... Yeah, there it is.
GG.
That's all she wrote for Zaka's way.